Ladies and gentlemen, this is former WCW and TNA ring announcer David Penzer, also author of Sitting Ringside Volume 1, and you are watching and listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 308 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. and with me as always is Dallas Gridley. In Dallas, we are coming out of Victory Road 2007, where the main focus, the main news is that we have a new champion in the All Champions Extravaganza. That's not what it was called, but I can't remember. The Night of Champions or whatever.
The Match of Champions.
Match of Champions. I got that.
I like the All Champions Extravaganza. It sounds like something the AWA would call it.
That is absolutely what the AWA would call it. That is, you're right. That is such like a 1985 AWA.
Like wicked old, yeah.
Wicked, yeah. No, that's really good. It's really good call. The main news, I guess, out of that main event is that the TNA World Champion Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe won the match. And of course, Joe is the X Division champion. Now, they defeated TNA World Tag Team Champions Team 3D with Samoa Joe picking up the win. Thus, Samoa Joe is currently a TNA World Tag Team Champion without a partner because, as Dallas has noted, he is going to, we would imagine, get to pick his partner. I was under the impression before that he would, it would be just Kurt and Joe by default, but that is not the case. Joe will be picking his own tag team partner to be champion with him, whomever that shall be. I'm still going to think Kurt Angle, because as we mentioned, whether it be after or even leading in with potential scenarios, that, you know, keep your friends close but your enemies closer type of deal. That sounds like something that Joe would do. But I lied. There's another major thing that came out of this. Now, at one point in the show, in the match, Dallas made a kind of a crack of like Rick Steiner is going to come out and cost Team 3D the tag team titles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was about 30 seconds or 45 seconds after saying that sentence.
Yeah.
Fucking Rick Steiner showed up.
Unreal, honestly.
It was hysterical. One of the best moments of this podcast where he's like, why fucking Rick Steiner do this? And
then he did. What? Like, I swear to God, I don't think I've ever seen this match. So what the hell?
I'd never seen the pay-per-view, so I was like, whatever. But the big news is that Scott Steiner, the man that we thought was on his deathbed at one point with the health crisis, returned at Victory Road with a lead pipe. Whacked, I think it was Devon. I can't really remember. It was one of them.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
And that led to the finish where Joe picked up the win to become tag team champion. Now, Dallas, of course, as we know on the show, he loves pretty much anything. So he was leaning towards thumbs up. I was more in the average middle of the road, but I was kind of tilting upward, I guess. Far exceeding my expectations. So, Dallas, how are we feeling coming out of Victory Road?
I don't really know how we're feeling, to be honest. Because like you said, I mean, I enjoyed the show, but it wasn't like a mind-blowing pay-per-view, right? So, where do we go next? We got to figure out who the tag team partner is. but those two clearly hate each other still, probably forever. Team 3D now has this new feud with the Steiners again. I say new, but it's more of a revived feud with them because the match couldn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel yet where we're gonna go. And well, another big thing that happened too, because I was gonna mention our number one contender for the X Division title. We can't forget is Christopher Daniels, but Triple X reunited, which is quite interesting.
Right. Now, longtime listeners to the podcast should know that Triple X is Daniels, Senshi, which was previously Loki from 5 years ago, which is kind of disgusting to say out loud that we've been doing it literally this long. And of course, prime time, baby, Elix Skipper, who we have not seen on television since Bound for Glory 2006. So since October.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
In the gauntlet there. Right. Now, we have also mentioned, this is a continuity thing, but it's also very likely and possible that they will not, continue this. Triple X, Daniels and Skipper lost a loser must split cage match to AMW at Turning Point 2004, and the stipulation of that is that Daniels and Skipper could not team up together ever again. Didn't say anything about trio.
They didn't say nothing about trios, and there is the alternative teams from Triple X.
Right.
A very interesting workaround, and boy, can I not wait to see if they break the rule they set almost 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. Holy crap.
I'm going to think that they will.
They're going to break it?
Yeah. Because
there's a good chance.
I mean, that is at a time when they're on Fox Sports and Net. There's a substantially lesser amount of people watching the show. I don't think that they would honor the diehards like that.
That's true. That's true. Well, and I think if you really want to look into it, I guess you could theoretically do some weird workarounds where you're like, well, since AMW is not a team anymore, maybe it doesn't hold up as a thing, even though they lost the match. I don't know. I feel like it's wrestling. You never know what they're going to say.
Well, I think even a potentially better workaround is that you could say, well, Skipper was fired or whatever, was released.
The contract was different.
We didn't team again while that contract was legal. This is a different contract. That means it's a different rule. So
definitely. There's so many ways we could work around this, and I'm sure that we will see which one they choose to do.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much other stuff that happened during the show, but we're going to break down the whole thing. I mean, there was returns, there was other debuts, all sorts of stuff, but we're going to talk about it all because, as we always do on our post pay-per-view shows, we dissect it with the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which is always a lot of fun. So I am looking forward to getting into this now. But before we do that, as Bob already noted, Bob, you give it a thumbs in the middle. I give it a thumbs up. That gives us an average of a thumbs up show. But what do you think the Wrestling Observer newsletter readers gave it? Did they give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumbs in the middle?
I'm going to say they went thumbs down.
27.1% gave it a thumbs down, or in this case, 13 votes. 37.5 gave it up, which is 18 votes, and in the middle were 17 votes at 35.4%. So, just like we say in the past, generally when it's in the middle, it is most likely a more of a positive reaction. So, just barely, the show is a majority thumbs up, and by literally majority, like a vote, because 18 and 17 make up the thumbs up and the thumbs in the middle, respectively. So, and if you keep track of the numbers that we talk about, that is, I believe, a significantly lower amount of people who voted. Now, if you look back at Slammiversary, 69 voted up, 3 voted down, 22 in the middle. So numbers are quite different. Yeah. So it's a big difference. Now, as far as what was voted on as the best match of the show, what do you think the readers thought about that?
I think it's between Ultimate X Gauntlet and the main event.
You would be correct.
Okay, so that means they're both on there then.
They are. Which one is top?
I'm gonna go with the main event.
It was actually the Ultimate X. And it got 30 votes, and the main event got 14. So it wasn't super close, but they were both there. As far as the worst match on the show, I feel like this is a little bit easier. What do you think it is?
I mean, there's probably just one option here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say when you look at the full card, there's one.
Yeah. It's gonna be Voodoo Kin Mafia against Basham and Damager.
Yeah, it sure is. All 42 votes.
And that pains me to say that because Damager and Basham are guilty pleasures.
They're your boys. I know.
Yeah. I want to get this fly so bad.
I know. So Bob, if you hear some loud banging, it's just because Bob caught a fly. No worries.
If you hear a commotion like somebody falling on the floor, it is me attempting to be a human fly swatter and murder a fly that is buzzing around my head.
Hey, special guest on the show. Okay, let's get into this. Before we go into Dave Meltzer's notes, though, we don't go over what Brian Alvarez thinks of everything because he usually just shits talks everything, and we just can't do two. We just do the main one. However, Alvarez started his off very interesting. He says TNA presented a pretty damn good pay-per-view Sunday night. He says, I don't know what that, yeah. And he says, I don't know what that means. Whether the quality is good or bad, it never seems to make a damn bit of difference. So at this point, I just enjoy it when it's good, hate it when it's bad, and then move on with my life. So
Alvarez is saying this.
That's Brian Alvarez. That's why it's noteworthy. And then you go to Dave Meltzer, how he starts, and this is where we're going to continue on from. He says, the biggest story on TNA's Victory Road pay-per-view on July 15th in Orlando was that nobody cared. And that's based on the total lack of reaction that we got. There's a strong chance that this lowest number of buys of any TNA pay-per-view show since they switched to the monthly format and along the lines of what weekly shows used to do. So he's saying this is the worst bought pay-per-view since the Asylum. based on feedback. I mean, that's insane.
That does not surprise me because really the build, and I said it on the Impact, it was like, yo, I mean, okay, great, all the champions being in one match, like, oh, that's so that ties up everything. Right. You're basically eliminating 3 matches into one. And then the undercard sure had, Cage and Harris, which I think I was a little disappointed by. Storm and Rhino has been a fun undercard. I'm not gonna go through all the matches, but Storm and Rhino has been a I would say pretty decent undercard feud.
Right.
And then Ultimate X. But I mean, I think you're setting yourself up for a weaker show when you literally put all your titles in.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, I don't know how accurate it is, and we usually don't end up really talking about buy rate numbers just because it's never reported at this time in like the Observer and stuff like that. But at least according to Cage Match, Victory Road got 15,000 buys. And according to Cage Match as well, Slammiversary got 22,000. So just as a reference point. So, I mean, like I said, don't know how accurate.
Slammiversary was even pretty low.
Right, because I feel like a lot of times we hear like 35 when we do get the numbers and stuff like that.
I feel like it's at least 30. Like Slammiversary, I think you would expect at least like 25 to 30.
I'll check one more for fun. Sacrifice, 21,000. So maybe that is about average then.
That's really low.
And it
In an era where it was monthly pay-per-views and you had to get through your pay-per-view provider, you're doing 22,000.
Well, and it's funny because we've been watching these with our YouTube Premium, not a sponsor, of course, but we look at the views on these YouTube videos, and it's so insane. Not even that many people watched the show when they were doing it. Like, that's pretty crazy. But
yeah, I mean, even if you were to say, oh, 2 people in a household watching it, you're still not anywhere near
not
it.
even close. But he does go on to say that the response level was down 49% from last month. And last month was way below normal. So there you go for the last show. And down 2/3 from what Lockdown did in April, which would have been the company's last pay-per-view show to do well. That's by no means any kind of official number, but when it comes to TNA numbers, our response has been very consistent indication of how the shows end up doing. And he says there are 2 reasons that come to mind. The first is the usual reason when something does unusually bad. They booked a card that people weren't interested in, and a main event that people didn't care to see. I mean, this is kind of what Bob was just saying. And nobody really believed that either Brother Ray or Brother Devon were going to win a singles title, nor are they over enough to be the true main event spot. And I kind of agree with that. Now,
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
He also says that it cheapens the singles belts when they are at stake in a tag team match. Also agree. But there have been examples of other groups' gimmicks with belts at stake that haven't bombed. Now, the other would be timing. And as we talked about a few weeks back, this is around the time of the Benoit tragedy that happened, the murder-suicide. And by far, that is overriding a lot in wrestling at this time. And it has pretty much made it impossible to get any angles, storylines over to any real degree at this point. He says that there has been no noticeable decrease in viewers for TNA or any of the shows. However, watching for free and paying money because television gets them excited to see matches are different issues. The one round of WWE weekend house shows domestically did draw well below the usual levels. So if WWE does similarly bad pay-per-view numbers, perhaps people will watch it out of habit or curiosity. But right now are less apt to be interested in storyline aspect of the product to the degree that they will spend money on it. It's just it's a really interesting point. And there is,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I've crashed twice so far on this call. I don't know if you've noticed or not. We're back. And it's just this computer that is doing it. Nothing else is crashing, so that's fine.
And there he goes again.
Anyway, I'm sure did I just crash
you
again?
You did, but you're back again.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So the Benoit thing, the national media is probably going hard anti-wrestling. So that is going to destroy anything wrestling related. And then all the points he made with Team 3D and all that. I mean, I was saying that from the get-go was that
right.
Neither one, like Brother Ray winning the X Division title or World title, or whatever.
Come on.
Same thing with Devon. It was never going to happen. So.
Yeah, I agree, and I remember. I mean, I was young at the time, but I even remember how much news coverage it was. Just like wrestling is so bad, and like the steroids and this and that, and we haven't covered a lot of it on this podcast because it's relevant to us, but not enough to talk in depth about it. TNA has been mentioned in a lot of this. How are they going to handle protocols now, and this and that? But TNA is so low on the radar compared to WWE that it's not as direct necessarily to be talking about consistently.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if this was a WWE podcast, we'd be probably spending
oh my god
an extreme amount of time on this.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a horrible tragedy, of course. I don't know how you are about the whole situation. That sounds like I'm downplaying it, but I don't mean to, or minimizing it. I say he murdered his family. I'm in the field of I am able to separate the performer character from the human being.
Mm-hmm.
I do that with pretty much any kind of controversy regarding public figures like that.
Right.
So I can still sit here and enjoy a Chris Benoit match, for instance, and still say, he sucked as a human being at the end of his life.
Right.
But
I don't know if I have a strong opinion either
smoked
way,
the past.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I could. I think I could watch it.
Well, you're not condoning the murder
No.
of his wife.
No.
And child. Okay, well, you said you weren't leaning one way or the other. We can.
Well, I'm
lean
saying
towards one
I'm
way
not
on that.
leaning toward. I can't separate the people from the characters. I don't know if I really. I don't know. Have I gone out of my way in the last almost 20 years, 18 years, to watch Chris Benoit matches? No, not necessarily.
That's fair. I don't do that either. Here's a more modern example. Okay, are you able to separate Diddy the rapper from Diddy the alleged trafficker, even though he was found
No.
naked?
I don't know if I really listen to any Diddy music, so I guess I don't know. Like, that's a weird one.
Okay. What about well, I was gonna say Michael Jackson, but he wasn't really convicted.
No,
of
people
anything.
just assume things.
Just assumed. I mean, a couple of guys did come out and say like he did it after he was dead.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I think I could watch matches, but like I said, I'm not really necessarily going out of my way to do so.
There's one match I would go out of my way to watch of his, and it's the triple threat with Shawn and Hunter at WrestleMania 20.
I remember watching that one live.
I just remember. Me too. I just remember being in my living room, sitting there going, "There's no way Triple H is tapping out." And if you notice, that son of a bitch, Hunter, he's acting like he's getting choked, and not like he's acting like he's getting choked, and he taps it.
Funny.
So he's kind of like jabbing him a little bit, like you didn't get a clean one on me, pal. But
well, anyway,
whatever.
Well, moving on from that.
Yeah.
Dave says that the show didn't look all that interesting going in. When it was over, it was an okay show. There were no great matches, although the combination of the Gauntlet Ultimate X was a strong opener, and while Team 3D versus Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle match with all the belts at stake was an uninteresting main event, it was a good match, and I agree with that. Nothing was too bad, but I wouldn't recommend that anyone who missed it needs to go out of their way to see it either. And he mentions that for comparison, it couldn't touch the Ring of Honor show that it ends up airing this month as well, so which is not really that much of a surprise to me.
Of course, it's not. Yeah.
Right.
I love when he does that.
When he adds a little jab in.
Yeah, because again, context for people that maybe aren't really aware, but Ring of Honor at this point are doing, they're not getting a consistently 900 fans or anything. I guess if I would have looked this up real quick, I don't know if that's what you're doing as well, but
the Ring of Honor show.
That would have been what? Yeah, July 2007, right? So they had 4 shows, and number one. So this show happened on Victory Road was the 15th, right? Okay, so they're in Japan for these shows. Okay. And he, Dave kind of has a hard on for Japanese wrestling. Let's be
Come on, does he really?
About it. Okay, exactly. So that probably, doesn't really help matters. But these shows are, it looks like in front of like 800 fans. 800 to 1,000 fans. Ring of Honor is a heavy work rate company. Like, that's the whole mission, is like the next match is better than the last match, and they're all going to be 5-star classes.
Right.
So, I mean, of course, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Well,
A Ring of Honor show is typically going to be better than a TNA show.
It's a different thing.
It's a different. Here's the thing. It's two. I feel like it's two different audiences, but they're sharing a lot, or they were sharing a lot of the same guys.
Right.
But I'll tell you right now, I was watching TNA in real time at this point. I feel a decent amount of the time, and I was not watching Ring of Honor.
Well, there you go.
I wasn't watching Ring of Honor until later, when I was, getting tapes and DVDs of it or whatever.
No, yeah. Well, you've watched it now,
and then I would sit there and be like, "Wow, this was substantially better than Sacrifice 2006. I should have been watching these shows or whatever."
Well, he talks about the main event a little bit, about how Joe, of course, pinned Brother Ray when Angle had Ray up for an Olympic Slam, but Joe clipped Angle.
Oh, Brother Ray.
He clipped Angle and then covered Ray to win the tag team titles. Now, at press time, there was no indication who he would pick as his partner. Now, I don't know if it's probably kind of a little hint that over the next at least 2 shows, he might not be picking a partner. But interesting nonetheless.
Okay, because the tapings probably would have already happened by the time that
usually that is the case, yes. He says there was also.
Do you think? I don't mean to cut you off, but do you think that we won't know until Hard Justice?
I don't think we're going to know until at the earliest Hard Justice. And
I just feel like something that they would do. Like Cornette will book him in a tag match, and he'll be like, "You need to have a partner by Hard Justice."
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not till the one after that, which is going to.
Do you think he'll wrestle handicap wise?
I don't know. I think it's going to be an exhausting situation until we figure it out. Well, let's put it that way. Because you know what's probably going to happen. This is a wild guess. And God, I hope it doesn't happen. This is going to go on long enough that they're going to have to fucking strip all the titles and do fucking tournaments. You wait.
No, for all of
them?
You
wait. I just got a weird feeling. At minimum, the tag team in the X division and whatever. I mean, obviously Joe doesn't have the heavyweight, but like, I think they're gonna do it. I just got a feeling. Although that doesn't make any sense. That's weird too because we have a number one contender for the X division title. But I just can't see them pinning Samoa Joe anytime soon. I feel like it's gonna be a stripped thing.
That's a really interesting point. I would think that if anything, they would strip Joe of the X Division title because it's kind of like any kind of example where at this point it would be 17 years ago when the Ultimate Warrior won he won the world title and he was also the Intercontinental champion. And they're like, well, you need to relinquish the IC title. Now, obviously, the X Division title and Tag Team title are not the equivalent to an IC anymore.
But it's like you have a higher title, so you can't have the other one.
Right.
Although Joe doesn't have the heavyweight title, though, so
he has the
X Division and the Tag Team. So in that case, you'd almost relinquish the Tag Team. Unless unless you want to have him relinquish the X Division, get that off him, and then the whole story with Joe can be finding a partner. Could work pretty well too.
Yeah, but I feel like he would definitely relinquish the tag team.
I would assume probably.
I would.
Right.
If I was X Division champion and tag team, I'd be like, I don't know, I'll just relinquish. And then we can get a fucking tournament for the tag title.
Right.
Whatever.
At Victory Road, right? Victory Road is what we're still talking about? Jesus, I'm just, for some reason, I totally just lost what pay-per-view it was. There was also a couple newcomers. The Steiner Brothers were back doing the run-in during the main event. We discussed that already. They were hopeful that Scott was going to be able to wrestle on the next pay-per-view. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a crazy turnaround, dude.
Well, like we talked about, he went from, he might die to, he's wrestling in 2 months' time.
Die.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. That somebody might have overly exaggerated the potential.
That's what I'm wondering.
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm definitely wondering. Also, another big return that happened that we did not mention yet, which is what I stopped myself from earlier, is that Dustin Rhodes has returned. He cost Chris Harris his match with Christian Cage. And Dave says, it's really surprising to me that Dixie Carter let Rhodes back in after his last firing, right after the allegations of domestic abuse, not to mention his less than stellar track record on the indies over the last several months, and his blowing off a WWE return when he was scheduled for a significant push. His return was a sign that Vince Russo's power is growing, as he was one pushing strongest for his return. Now, the idea...
Okay, so what?
There's a lot there, right? This is the last sentence, so we can unpack a little. The idea is to slowly morph Rhodes back into as much of the old Goldust character as is possible while avoiding legal implications.
Oh my freaking God. Okay, a lot to unpack here. So, the last time we saw him was in 2005.
Yeah.
Over 2 years ago in this universe. Yeah. And he left when Dusty essentially lost power as Booker.
Yeah, I kind of forgot.
Now, I didn't know anything about this domestic abuse.
I didn't either, and I don't really have information on that, so there's not really a whole lot we can discuss about it, just because I just don't really have anything about it.
Right. So this is known to be a very low point in his life. It's in his book.
Right.
I don't even know if he remembers much of his TNA run at all.
Well, I don't need... Are we at the worst of his problems, or is this kind of just all around the same time anyways?
I want to say that this is pretty much the time.
Okay.
So for as long as we see him here in TNA, it's just not going.
Yeah. And I hate to say it,
now
it's only going to get worse, at least on screen, is what I'll say. Is
right, on screen it's not going to be great. So they're saying that he bailed on a WWE return where he was going to get a significant push.
Yeah. So I saw, I don't think I have it in my notes though.
I don't know about that.
But he no-showed something. I don't think I have it. Because
was it Taboo Tuesday or something? Or Cyber Sunday?
Maybe it was. I wish I don't even know if it said directly what the thing I was going to mention, like what his no-show thing is.
Right.
But I did see something about him no-showing. I just don't have the details because it didn't really apply.
Yeah, I want to say it was a fairly big event, but then they're saying that he's gonna morph into the Goldust character as much as they can without
legal trouble. Yeah,
sued. I don't know. I don't
think they should. I think keep him Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, or just figure something else out, because I feel like when you do something like that, you're just acknowledging that you don't have a good idea.
Yeah, right.
And so you're just rehashing something that was more popular on a competitive company.
Right. No, that's totally correct, I think. So, well, we will...
Now, I remember, I want to say at this time, he was going as Gold Dustin on the Indies.
Oh, that's weird. That's a funny way to do it, but that's weird. Did he, like... See, now I gotta type this in quick. Gold Dustin. What you'd say, like, let's say 2007?
Yeah, 2006, 2007.
I just can picture it in my head what he's like looking like on the Indies. See, nothing's coming up though.
No, he was just in his Goldust gear.
Oh, he was.
Oh yeah.
Look at this bullshit. No way.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a match he had with like Sabu, and he's blatantly in his Goldust.
The Great Muta and Tajiri versus Gold Dustin and Hakushi in All Japan. In February of 2007.
Is that a full match?
I'll click on it and I'll find out for you.
I'd watch that.
It might.
It has to be. How long?
It's not a video. It's just like a picture.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
I thought it was
view all. Okay, I want to
if
view
it,
it.
if it was on YouTube and it was like 20 minutes long, I'd be like, well, I know what I'm watching after this podcast.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's around somewhere. Oh, here we go.
Sure.
Right here, dude. 26 minutes. I'll send you a link later.
Oh, daddy. I would watch the shit out of it. With Hakushi?
Yeah, dude. I'm clicking it.
This is a mixture of great Japanese wrestling and new generation WWF. That's crazy.
Oh, of course, there's an ad. I wanted to see what he looked like.
Ad. You don't have YouTube?
It's not loaded on this on my iPad.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, dude. This is like the full. Although we're not even into it. We're already 7 minutes into the video and they're doing entrances. Yeah. That's Gold Dust. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I might have to watch this tonight too.
I think so. I mean,
okay. Remind me. I'll link you.
I say that, and I'll say that, and I'll forget.
Anyways, back to Victory Road. The show drew the usual all-free house of 900 fans. The crowd was hot most of the way, which really helped the mid-card matches in particular. Unlike with WWE, where the crowd knows the stars and doesn't want to see the non-stars, this crowd seems to know and like most of the acts up and down the roster. I think it's a really fun point that he called out there, because I do feel like there's a little bit of good sprinkled throughout the entire top to bottom card.
Well, and I think there's some context there, because at one point, wasn't Lance Hoyt hanging out with a lot of these people at bars, and then they would go nuts for him?
I don't care.
Well,
sounds good on TV, though.
I don't think that. Sure, I don't think that in 2007, or at really any point ever, that WWE undercard guys are hanging out with fans at local restaurants or bars.
Hey, you gotta do
a pop when they're working in venues that fit 15,000 people, and TNA is running 900-seat studio shows.
You knock it off.
Sound stages. I'm just saying. So of course Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin and Chris Harris and all these, James Storm, whatever, are gonna get some good reactions, because, well, they might know some of these people by first name basis because they come to the shows every.
Alex Shelley, they don't call him Patrick like some people did on MySpace.
You remember?
I love that story. That's one of my favorites.
That was so bad, dude. I thought I almost like shit my pants. I was fucking 14, 15, and I'm thinking, how do I address a wrestler? Let me look up his real name. And then I fucking, hey, Patrick. He's like, do you know me? No, don't fucking call me that name. I wish I slept.
I wish you did too.
No, I deleted that shit so fast. I would not. I'm the type of guy that goes back and like read messages, and I just feel bad about myself, and I would still feel bad about myself, and I'm 36.
We did not see this match. It was a dark match, but we mentioned it briefly, where Havoc and Martyr from Serotonin won the dark match, beating a Brute. I don't know how to say his last name. Isai, I don't know. And Kira Regine of All Japan Pro Wrestling. So they're from Japan. But
Serotonin with the rare win.
Of course, it was a dark match. It wasn't even on the pre-show, so it's even more funny, I think. But the opening contest we briefly have discussed already, but Christopher Daniels won the Combination Gauntlet Ultimate X in 18 minutes 48 seconds. In theory, this should make Daniels the top contender for the X title, as well as it was the backdrop for the reformation of Triple X with Senshi and Elix Skipper. Other people in the match was Puma, who the crowd really seemed to like, Homicide, Shark Boy, Frankie Kazarian, Sanjay Dutt. There's a bunch of people in this match. I was skipping ahead by saying names. Where was I? So once after Senshi got into the match, after Kazarian, it turned into the true Ultimate X match. It was different, as they had a solid metal deal like the monkey bars kids play on, is how he described it. It kind of looked like the Elevation X without the platform at the top. But it had the X hanging in the middle instead of cables. The deal was much higher than previous Ultimate X's, and it was much harder to climb. Once again, it kind of supports our theory that it's the Elevation X structure or something very close to it. Dave says, I don't think it worked out as well, but it was needed with so many people because it had to be solid enough to support more weight. So that is why they went with this new version of it. Move of the show was Daniels hanging upside down by his feet and Kazarian flying into a diamond cutter with both falling from the top back into the ring. Skipper was actually walking on the top of the stand. Of course, he's very fearless and completely nuts, as Dave says, because he was at least somewhat unsteady up there, and there was no margin for error. Daniels climbed up into the center to get the X, while Senshi and Skipper were keeping anyone from stepping in. I think the old Ultimate X made for a better style of match because the climbing on the cables was easier, and it being lower allowed for more drops with lower injury risk. Plus, starting with a gauntlet and turning it into an Ultimate X watered down the idea. Still, it was probably the best thing on the show. Dave Meltzer gives this match 3.5 stars, and me and Bob both also gave it 3.5 stars.
So, what makes Skipper's walk even more impressive is that I do think it's the Elevation X, just without the platform over the top where they're wrestling in that match. He's walking without that platform, so he's walking on the steel structure of it, and it's terrifying. I don't know how this man has been able to walk cages.
Yeah, it's
now steel structures.
It's quite impressive.
Just and doesn't. I would have slipped on the first step, the first attempt to start walking. I would have just crashed right down, and they would have to end the pay-per-view. I'm the type of guy where I want it on record, if I'm ever on a wrestling pay-per-view and I die, stop the show.
That's it. Bob fell off the Ultimate X. He's done.
Just for the record. I would not want the show to go on. I would want people to mourn my death.
That's good to know, in case it ever happens.
I'm just saying. And you never know. I could start going to wrestling school right now. Main event WrestleMania when I'm 40. That's pretty common now.
Sure.
And I could have a heart attack because I had a C4 before I went out to the ring, and I have a heart attack during my entrance, and then I would want the show to end.
It's good to know, especially WrestleMania where people pay $16,000 for tickets. It's good.
Right, and hopefully I'm the opening match of I'm the world title match, but the opening match, and then my heart explodes when the pyro goes off because it scares me, and then I just
that makes sense. I could see it.
Send them all home. Sorry about that unfortunate thing. I don't want to get just dragged off the side and then continue on with the show. That seems a bit mean.
Yeah, they would never do that in wrestling.
Never.
The next match was BG and Kip James, accompanied by the debuting Roxy Laveau, which is Nikki Roxx, a woman wrestler who mainly works in New England. And they defeated Damage and Basham, managed by Christy Hemme, in 7 minutes and 3 seconds. Laveau does this weird gimmick like she's in a trance. So she's like a voodoo queen kind of thing.
She's a freaking female Papa Shango.
I mean, yeah, essentially.
Hello.
I mean, yeah.
Also, sure, she might wrestle in New England, but she has wrestled for Squared Circle Wrestling out of upstate New York.
Which is pretty close to New England.
Guys. Well, depending on where you're comparing it, New England, yeah, it's about 5 hours away. But
she did.
Put some respect on 2CW.
Right, she did. Now, even though Lance Hoyt interfered regularly to help Damage and Basham, the finish saw BG hit Damage with a chair and Kip pinned him. After the match, Laveau gave Hemme the Dominator. Dave Meltzer gives this match 1.25 stars, and me and Bob both gave it 0.5 star. So he was a little bit more generous than we were.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But you also noted that Basham was looking pretty good, and Damage looked like as if he was just
didn't care. He just did not care.
Physically caring.
No, he does not care at all. Next up, James Storm pinned Rhino in 7 minutes 28 seconds. They brawled outside the ring for a few minutes before the bell sounded. Rhino whipped Storm into a wooden wall, which he went through. Shocker. The crowd was super hot for this match. Rhino used a belly-to-belly suplex and then set up for the gore. However, Storm cracked him with a beer bottle to the head when he charged in and went for the pin. After the match, Storm grabbed a noose and tied a bloodied Rhino's hands behind his back. Jackie Moore came back from the back with a mini keg of beer and sprayed all the beer into Rhino's mouth. The storyline is that Rhino is a recovering alcoholic, and the taste may send his career back spiraling downward. Jackie Moore then used her phone to take photos of this, Storm also cracked Rhino with a chair. Rhino works a fast-paced, hard-hitting style, and this pacing is tremendous for a guy of his size. He also gets over with the crowd every time he's out. But he's been used of late more as a guy to give a good match and put others over. He gives this match 2 3/4 stars, and I gave it 2.5, and Bob gave it 2.
I don't see there anything at this point. I don't think there's anything wrong with using Rhino to elevate your mid card heels.
I totally agree.
I think he's a great worker and wrestler for that role at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're trying to elevate Storm, have him beat Rhino, and then you can build them up. It would be the same thing with like, I could see it being something similar with later on with Hoyt and Hemi. You know, if you want Hoyt to get a rub, have him work Rhino.
That's a great point.
And just build off of that. I think Rhino as a babyface right now, he could lose 75 matches in a row, and the Orlando crowd would be like fucking gore.
No, you're right. You're definitely right.
So,
the next match here was the new school versus the old school. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, for the first time officially on screen as the Motor City Machine Guns, defeated Mr. Bob Backlund and Jerry Lynn in 8 minutes 44 seconds. Kevin Nash still had Bob Backlund's book. Dave notes that Backlund is in great shape for a guy of his age, but with no tan, no chemicals, a well-conditioned 58-year-old is not exactly what you'd expect from pro wrestling. He mentioned he worked for a few minutes, but didn't really do a whole lot. And that Jerry Lynn worked most of the way, which was for the better. As the ref was holding Backlund back since he missed the tag, Nash ran in, kicked Lynn in the head. Sabin and Shelley both kicked Lynn in the head, and then Sabin pinned him, and he gives this match 2.5 stars, and I gave it 2 stars, and Bob gave it 1.5. Now, during the show, as it was happening, there's this theme throughout it that Angle was looking for backup to help him. So during these segments, he beat up Jay Lethal in the men's bathroom after Jeremy Borash noted to Angle at first that he was going into the women's bathroom. Later, he beat up Dutt when Dutt asked for a donation. He's the guru, of course. And then he also beat up Martyr and Havoc before his match started. So that was kind of happening throughout the show backstage. The next match, it was a mixed tag team match between Eric Young and Gail Kim, defeating Robert Roode and Ms. Brooks in 8 minutes 17 seconds. Young did a tope on Roode, and Kim used a plancha on Brooks right away. Young then knocked Roode to the floor, and Kim jumped on Brooks for the 3 count. After the match, Roode kept browbeating Brooks and blaming her for the loss. They are really teasing Brooks will make a face turn. Now, Young snuck back into the ring, pulled down Robert Roode's trunks for some reason. He notes that Brooks isn't the level of worker as the other 3, who all looked great here. He gives this match 3 stars. Me and Bob both gave it 2 stars.
You gave it 3? That seems a bit much. The mention there that Tracy's not as good as a worker as the other 3, it's because I don't think she's technically
there you go.
An overly trained wrestler. I mean, Gail, she's done bumps and she's worked matches. I'm not saying like I was wrong about Christy Hemme. I was not aware of how many matches Christy Hemme had when we first talked about that. I feel like Tracy's like pretty much a man.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. I think she's been trained, sure, yes.
Right.
But of course she's not going to be at a Gail Kim level. Or Roode and fucking Young, who are probably wrestling, 3 times a week for the past however many years, at least.
The next match here, Christian Cage defeated Chris Harris in 12 minutes 27 seconds. The first big move was Harris using Christian's own unprettier on him. Of course, he didn't win with that. Now, Christian also got a near fall with the frog splash later in the match, and then this is where Dustin Rhodes fits in. First, Rhodes seemed to distract Christian, so Harris used a schoolboy for a near fall. Then Tomko distracted the ref, allowing Rhodes to hit Harris with the handcuffs, and Christian got the pin with a small package. Dave Meltzer gives this match 3 1/4 stars. Me and Bob both gave it 2.5.
Okay. Yeah. I have a tendency, and maybe Dallas does as well. We've talked about it, where I'll forget what we've watched, and especially if we go maybe a couple of weeks without recording because of how we do stuff. But when you mentioned Dustin Rhodes returning at this show, I immediately just tilted my head back and looked up and said, "Oh my God!" Now here's the thing: I'm not a body shamer. I don't mean to be, at least not in a serious way. He looks very much out of shape, and when you compare it to even his first TNA run, well, I guess maybe second in 2005. So this is really his third run, I guess. If I'm a member of management TNA and I see him walking through the door, I'm immediately having red alarms go off and being like, "Is Dustin okay?"
That's fair. That's a fair point.
And for Russo to push for this, seeing his current physical appearance, I don't know. I feel like when he appeared on WWE television not too long ago, he did not look like that.
There you go.
I'll have to. I don't know the exact last time.
Well, he doesn't look super hot in Japan. I'll say that. I mean, I didn't watch this match fully, so I don't know how he works. But like, I wouldn't say he's looking good.
So he. Right. So he appeared. Okay. So 2006 was when he's in WWE. His last. Okay. So it was over a year. His last appearance was on Heat.
Okay, I take that back. This match in February, I feel like he doesn't look that bad, really.
He must have no-showed. I don't know what he must have no-showed. He must have done something bad. Well, I'm not going to necessarily talk about it right now, but so when that match is with All Japan?
It is. Oh, where'd the date go? It was like February 27th, I think, or something like that. I've lost the date here.
2007.
I feel like not letting me scroll for some reason.
Okay, so here's a match from first thing I see here from typing in Goldust All Japan 2007. Goldust against Sabu for USA Extreme Wrestling, June 16th, 2007.
Okay, so June.
Oh, here's the match. Here's the match you're talking about. I found it. I think it's the 17th. Yeah, 17th. That was very loud in my ear. Oh, they're explaining the match. Oh, see, I don't have freaking premium on my account on this. Oh, he looks pretty decent. Though.
Okay, so he just dipped here by July. That's all.
Oh, well, he's a little. Okay, he's like a little chunky, but not alarming. I feel. Also, the bodysuit probably helps.
Yeah, I mean, he was never like ripped.
Yeah, he doesn't look okay. He does not look bad. By February 2007, he does not look bad. In July, he's looking robust.
Well, we will continue to see what happens. I would be very surprised if we don't see him on Impact today, and we can really see where we're going to be going with this.
I would think that we'll get at least a promo. I don't think he's going to wrestle.
Right.
We'll probably hear from him.
Agreed. We got 2 more matches from Victory Road. And then, Bob, I have just a couple other quick notes I want to discuss, and then we have plenty to talk about during the show. We got a lot to talk about. Sting and Abyss defeated Styles and Tomko in 15 minutes, 32 seconds. Once, with Abyss on the top rope, Styles leaped and kicked him, which allowed Abyss to fall off the top rope onto the floor with a plancha-like move onto Tomko. Styles followed by doing a springboard. When he was on the top rope, Sting pushed him off, and Styles basically did a flip dive on Abyss and Tomko. Sting then did a plancha onto all 3 of them. And Dave notes, he's 48 and doing moves that he wasn't doing when he was 38. And spoiler alert, when he was even older, he was doing even bigger dives that he wasn't doing when he was 48. So it's pretty wild. Sting then used the Scorpion on Tomko, but Styles distracted referee Andrew Thomas, who missed the tapping. Sting flipped Styles over the top, and Abyss used the Black Hole Slam on Tomko to get the pin. After the match, Jim Mitchell came to the ramp and vowed that he was going to get his revenge on Sting and Abyss. And of course, we know his new monster, Judas Macias, is coming soon, so we will see what happens with that. Now, Bob, believe it or not, Dave Meltzer forgot to rate this match. However, because of the way we tape our episodes and I do our notes, in the next Observer newsletter, he actually put that in. He said, we actually forgot to put the star rating in from last week. So he gives this match 2 3/4 stars. And me and Bob both gave this match 2 stars. And then finally, we've talked about it 7 times already. Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle defeated Team 3D in a match where the heavyweight title, X Division title, and tag team titles were all in play when the person winning the fall gets the belt of the fall. Joe pinned Brother Ray in 18 minutes 23 seconds, so he won the tag team titles. At press time, he has not picked his partner. The story of the match was that everyone was greedy. They played the match for swerves rather than logic. Everyone knew Joe and Angle wouldn't get along early, so they did. It was Ray and Devon who would break it up and one another, and they were kind of going at it with each other because they were greedy for the singles belts. Now, Ray did a funny interview, apparently, before this, where he talked about wanting to win the X Division title. Ray even walked out on Devon and then came back to help him during the match. And then finally, they hit the 3D on Angle, but Rick Steiner pulled the referee out of the ring. Scott Steiner came out, hit Ray with a pipe, and Joe went to pin him. But Angle pulled Joe off. Angle attacked Joe and then went for the Olympic slam on Ray. Joe gave Angle a chop block and then covered Ray for the 3 count. Dave Meltzer gives this match 3.5 stars. I gave it 3 3/4, and Bob gave it 3.5.
Okay, so the Team 3D part of that was a swerve. Like, they intentionally tricked us.
I believe, yes.
Well, no, 100%. Because then they got in the ring and then Brother Ray was like, "Ha, yeah, we outsmarted all you idiots."
But they were greedy.
That was a swerve. That was not like they weren't getting along. They intentionally did that.
They were greedy.
Yeah, like I think the whole point of the story for the match was like, oh, Kurt and Joe are working together far better than Team 3D. And they're not even fucking tag team, and the tag team can't get along. And then it shifted.
Right.
How it should have been. But I liked that. I liked that we got like a different approach to it. I thought that was good.
Right. One of my notes is kind of pay-per-view related. Well, that was Victory Road, by the way. We just covered all that. That was lots of fun. This first note is semi-related to it, about people who were backstage. And then I just have 2 others really quick. Of course, we know Dustin Rhodes was backstage. This is by Alvarez, by the way, so that's why it's going to sound semi-repetitive for parts of it. Dustin Rhodes obviously was backstage, but so was Matt Morgan. They were both at Victory Road. One report said that Morgan was actually set to debut at that show, but he got pulled because his plane was late. But another source had told Alvarez before the show even went on the air that he was in the building looking for work. So he's not actually signed or anything. So you can probably figure out that the first story by understanding the second one. Of course, we already kind of mentioned it, but Rhodes, who was released from TNA, he says last year. I don't think it was last year, unless it was like officially last year, but
no
right?
way. I mean, WWE. So he was in WWE till June. He probably meant WWE.
Yeah.
Released by WWE in June.
There you go. Of June of last year, 2006.
His last appearance. Yeah, his last appearance for WWE is June of 2006 on Heat.
There you go. Oh, wait, Bob, look at this. Here's the note that I said I couldn't find about what he no-showed. This is perfect. Okay, so he was released from WWE, because he made a typo, said TNA. Last year, after he got into that domestic dispute with his girlfriend and he was arrested. He was then scheduled to return to WWE several months back, and then no-showed Saturday night's main event, and that was the end of that. So that's the show he no-showed.
Very nice, man.
Sources said that he was in pretty bad shape, and a few friends said that they were very worried about him. So, of course, he's back in TNA now. It's like everyone...
What a crazy thing.
He said
You can see it.
Yeah, there you go. He said it's like everyone in the industry is determined.
You can see it from the February time.
Well, right. Alvarez says it's like everyone in the industry is determined the past 3 weeks to prove how shitty pro wrestling can actually be. So there's that. The other,
yeah, I mean, you just compare the February All Japan to where he is now, and no wonder people are fucking concerned.
Right. The impact from July 13th did a 1.01 rating and 1.2 million viewers. This was the go-home show, by the way. The show did a 0.55 in males 18 to 34, which is terrible, Dave says. And it did a 0.91 in males 35 to 49, which isn't bad at all. So there's two parts of that one there. And then finally, my last note, which is semi-irrelevant really to anything we're watching, which is why I'm just telling you now, is that Jessie Ward, who worked in production, was let go. Now, she was originally a product of the second season of Tough Enough, where she was dropped as a contestant because she was too small, but ended up getting hired in production by WWE. She worked there for a few years, and the side split, and she ended up here in TNA. And then Alvarez even adds on that she was a hard worker in TNA, and everyone liked her, so her departure came as a surprise. But the story going around was that she had used the facilities to create non-TNA related video, though starring TNA talent, one of which was an unofficial Nine Inch Nails music video, and the other of which was something to help announcer Letitia win some sort of maximum contest. She was also unafraid to voice her opinions about a number of matters, and that rubbed some people the wrong way. One person said she was really cool, and he found the stories online hard to believe and figured there must be more to it. We'll miss you, Jessie Ward.
Great. So she was probably a woman that would speak up about maybe something that was unethical or whatever. And of course, people in management are not going to like that. So let's just get it out the door.
You could probably guess that, yeah.
That's what I'm going to assume.
Probably not too far off.
That's great. Did she get in trouble for the non-TNA thing?
It sounds like that was probably part of it, yeah. Using the TNA equipment and stuff like that to do that. That's like a real life thing. You're not really supposed to do that. So fair enough. Right. Fair enough.
Right. Don't use the company Wi-Fi to look up inappropriate videos.
Right. But no.
Whatever.
I was gonna make a joke there. I don't know if you're even gonna get it.
I'm not gonna Google search that at my house. I'll just Google search it at the library or something. What was the joke?
I was gonna say, I mean, everyone should be able to watch like a little bit of porn at work, right? I think you should leave joke. Have you ever watched the show? It's pretty good.
I love that show, but
like
I don't
you remember the nude egg one? Where he's on the computer and there's the nude egg. It's that one. It's that good.
Yes.
I think you should be able to watch a little bit of porn at work.
I think. Yeah. Okay. I think. Yeah. I have to rewatch that just to.
So do I.
On this. That was so.
So do I. Okay.
I think you're only here for the zip line.
I just shared I'll send it to you. I just shared a meme of that to my friends. Actually, that's really, and actually, it's probably from a show that I wouldn't be surprised if you watched. So I definitely need to send you this.
That's just funny.
Well, that is our pre-show notes, Bob. I have some more during the show that we'll discuss, including where Bound for Glory may end up. There is some news about the Angle Brock Lesnar match that happened in Japan. Jeez, what else do I got that I can teach you about? Someone is being seriously talked about coming in, and we're going to talk about a letter that got sent to Conan. So all of that will be happening during the show. It's a lot, but this is such a heavy front-loaded show, we have to wait until we click play.
Do we think Bound for Glory is going to be in Syracuse?
That'd be sick. You might hear the name Syracuse within the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, because of the...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the fallout from Victory Road 2007. It is the July 19th of 2007 edition of TNA Impact. The approximate runtime is 42 minutes and 58 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app, or if you have it in your own personal collection, that is going to do the trick as well. I'm going to count down from 3, I say play, that is when the live watch shall begin. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, here we go. TNA, we are wrestling. As we're about to see our highlight package for Victor Road, I'm going to tell you the explosion matches that were taped on this taping here. It aired on July 23rd, 2007, Explosion 197, where Jerry Lynn defeated Basham. And then Explosion 198, that airs on July 30th, 2007. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin defeated Petey Williams and Sanjay Dutt. And then Eric Young and Jay Lethal defeated Serotonins, Havoc, and Martyr. We're kind of doing like a...
we're starting off with a music
video.
Highlighting Victory Road.
I think that's the most interesting part here.
This is usually what you see at the end of the shows.
Yeah.
There's like no voiceover, nothing. It's just footage.
Actually, honestly, a lot more footage than most wrestling companies like to show you, like days after a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, usually it's just stills. But it gives you the appropriate rundown to get you caught up if you hadn't been watching, to be like, hey, this is what we're working with moving forward.
Well, and here's our normal video package. TNA Impact. Here we are, live in the Impact Zone. All of the fallout from Sunday's Victory Road pay-per-view.
That one guy was really happy to be there. I'm happy to be here too. There's SoCal Val.
They just said that they're going to reveal their newest acquisition. Did they say TNA is going to introduce that? Because that's what it sounded like to me.
TNA. Is it Dustin? Is it just Dustin?
No, I don't think it's Dustin. I have a feeling. Is it going to be Matt Morgan? I don't know. Well, JB is outside of Kurt Angle's locker room here.
No. Not a big Matt Morgan fan.
I don't know if I am really. He's telling him to go away, and Kurt Angle's inside of a tanning bed in his locker room, and there's just posters of him everywhere. 2 Hard Justice posters. Jim Cornette said it's important. Here comes Kurt Angle. You tell Cornette he knows where to find me. That's hilarious, dude. Jim Cornette sent me to go get you to see him, and he said, Kurt goes, can't you tell that I'm busy? Kurt says, you were looking at my package? Yeah. You need to tell Jim Cornette there's 1 star here in TNA, and it's Kurt Angle. How dare you interrupt the only gold medalist in TNA history? I love that. JB just keeps opening the tanning bed. Stop looking.
And Kurt just gets so exasperated by it. He's like, oh my God, this guy won't leave me alone.
He's got the little glasses on. He's wearing that little tiny Speedo. This is hilarious.
Yep.
All right, I'll tell him. Hey, real quick. That is so funny. I just want to tell you one thing. Damn, it's great to be Kurt Angle.
Put the goggles back on.
Oh, shit, Bob. We're wasting no time. Here comes Triple X.
Oh, shit.
Collectively. They are
okay.
Triple X.
I have Indian notes for these guys. And by these guys, I mean Daniels. All right. So on July 8th, Daniels competed in the Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup, and he defeated Jay Lethal in the qualifying match. And then in the finals, which is a 6-way elimination match, Daniels lost to Josh Daniels in a match that also featured Delirious, Human Tornado, Ruckus, and Sanjay Dutt.
Well, that's fun. It looks like Triple H is taking on Havoc, Martyr, and Raven in a 6-man tag team match here to kick us off. Skipper is in the ring with Havoc.
So it's a 6-man. So I guess technically Daniels and Skipper could team, as it's not breaking the continuity. Is that right?
I would say, yeah, I don't think this counts as that, so I think we're good. Daniels in here with Martyr now. Raven, did he just use his knee or a kendo stick there on the back of Daniels?
That was a kendo
Okay,
stick.
I thought so.
It was a kendo stick.
No, I don't think I got any notes about any of these guys.
Martyr on top. That was a really weird looking suplex. I think he was trying to go for a crossbody.
He kind of just did the help down.
Leg.
He kind of just grabbed him and pushed him down with him.
No.
I wouldn't call it a very effective double team move, but
No. I'm really curious if Martyr Serotonin.
it's a great question.
I'm gonna say they didn't.
I would have to assume not. To me, he's the one who sticks out the most like a sore thumb here.
Yeah, but what's kind of weird is that in his real life, he's like in a metal band, isn't he? Or a rock band?
He's got a band.
Yeah, so he should kind of vibe with this presentation.
Right. And in case you are a new listener and you're unaware, he's also the cousin of Shawn Michaels. And for a long time,
of course,
he made sure we knew it every chance he could.
Every time.
Raven was just in for about 30 seconds, laid in some attacks on Daniels in the corner, and now Havoc is back in. Wait. There's a challenge about Hard Justice? Sunday, August the 12th, there's a big challenge, and we're going to be talking about that later tonight, it sounds like. Skipper comes in with a nice high kick to Martyr, knocking him off of Daniels.
Skipper looking small. Senshi got the tag. He's cleaning house. Springboard and a kick to Martyr. Well, Raven knee lifts. Senshi Daniels kicks.
That does remind me, because I forgot that I skipped over this line during our notes, but even Dave noted that it looked like Skipper lost 35 pounds since we saw him last.
35 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, he's tiny. But he's still moving quick, because he just came in pretty fast again, but then Raven just took him out.
Oh yeah, but I mean that is such an indicator that he was on the juice.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
gas. There's just no way.
Oh shit! Look at this. All three members of Triple X. Leg drop from Skipper. The BME by Christopher Daniels.
Okay.
And the Warrior's Way by Senshi.
Now that was cool, but what is funny is that Daniels is on the top rope, and he had to drop down and then do the best moves all ever. Why wouldn't he just stay down to do the best moves all ever?
Great point. Triple X gets the win, and Bob, I think I take a screenshot. Crap, where did I put it?
Fans are cheering for this.
I might have lost it.
Triple X are not baby faces, right?
I kind of think they're baby faces, man. Yeah,
they are. Who's this?
Kazarian.
Oh, Kaz. Kaz breaking free from Serotonin is brawling with Raven now. That's a pay-per-view match if I've ever seen one coming.
He's going. Oh, well, Serotonin kind of got the best of him here.
Havoc and Martyr. But then Kaz bails. What a coward.
Well, Bob, I hate to say it, I'm very upset. I thought
What'd you do?
I found a quote recently from Daniels of why he named it the best moonsault ever, and I'm blanking on what the actual quote was.
It's from The Simpsons.
Yeah, oh yes.
My God. Now he's...
Yeah, the comic book guy.
Yeah.
Kurt is in the tanning bed, but now he was laying on his stomach, so now he's telling JB, were you looking at my ass? And JB said, no, I was not. $10,000? That's like a suit to me. Get out of my way. I'm going to go figure out what he wants. This is a... Oh, shit. Where's his suit? Where's his titles? Where's his underwear? Oh, JB, are you wearing his underwear? Oh, JB just said, no, I don't wear underwear. Wow. I'm going to find out who's messing with me, and I'm going to mess with them.
Is Kurt not wearing underwear right now? Like, what are we doing? The revenge match tonight.
Oh. Christian Cage with AJ Styles, Tomko, talking backstage here. Oh, James Storm is there as well with Jackie Moore. What is that title that Tomko has? Is that a Japanese tag team title, potentially?
Yeah. The New Japan ones?
Yeah, I think it might be. You remember who his partner was, Bob?
Giant Bernard.
Oh, Giant Bernard. Well, you'll be interested to hear that he is being seriously talked about as far as coming in, but there's no definitive start date. So,
okay, that would
now I'm seeing that title,
I like Giant,
and it's kind of making me, this makes sense, this note now. Like, oh, maybe that's kind of like a nod and a wink.
Yeah. I thought for sure that Bernard would be. I remember at the time being like, "Oh my god, how Tomko and Bernard? How would you not?"
The revenge match, Cage and Cowboy getting ready for some revenge. Oh, someone's yelling! Shut your mouth! Oh, it's Brother Ray.
Oh, it's Brother Ray.
Telling Tenay and West to sit down and shut up, morons. Well, I hate to tell you, they're already sitting down.
I think he said that to the fans.
Oh, okay.
He said it to the fans.
Oh, he said, keep your mouth shut. I got something to say. We know damn well the Steiner Brothers aren't here tonight. But we know that they're watching and we know that they're listening. So that means we're not probably seeing... Well, unless they're hiding them. We might not see them even next week then. If they're actually not there. They've ruined our night. It could have been one of the greatest nights of Team 3D's history. This is definitely more of a heel promo.
I mean, I guess I could see the Steiner Brothers being the face for the nostalgia of it.
Right. Oh, they demand that Rick and Scott Steiner show up to the Impact Zone next week, and we want to see if Scott Steiner has the nuts to get over his little injury and face us man to man.
Little injury.
And there you go, Mike Tenay saying he was nearly lost his life in Puerto Rico.
Semantics.
Oh shit! Oh. He just put a headlock Devon on Mike Tenay.
What? Don?
Don, sit down.
Don, I feel like Don has a gun. Pull it out.
Oh shit, he's grabbing Don by the tie.
No.
So Don's yelling for security. He's got the ring bell hammer. He's fighting off security here. Oh my god. We cut away from that too soon, I think, but
he had a hammer that was scaring fucking 8 security guys.
So as we mentioned, Bob, Scott Steiner, they're hoping is going to be able to wrestle on the August pay-per-view, but if not, they're going to push it to September, is what is being reported. So we're not sure yet. And Angle just steps a random woman in the hallway, by the way.
They're just going to rush him regardless.
Probably. Wait, whose locker room is that?
Where is he going? Is he going to Cornette's office with just a speed?
Was that Cornette's office?
I don't know.
Oh, we're seeing a Kurt Angle.
From the angle in which they went in, I don't know.
Kurt Angle DVD, I'm assuming? Video package here? So I'll just read you this to you quick. Dave notes that speaking of Angle here, this is Hard Justice.
It's a Hard Justice.
I'll sign that as well. He saw the match with Brock Lesnar from June 29th from Sumo Hall, where he won the Inoki Genome Federation version of the world title in the IWGP title belt that Lesnar had owned. It wasn't a great match at the level it was reported in Japan, but it was a good match. He said maybe 3 stars. Considering how long it had been since Lesnar had done pro wrestling and probably hadn't trained at all, he did well. He wasn't going to kill himself or risk injury considering his MMA career, but by that standard, he did more than Dave says he expected. Angle was carrying things and the fans were into it. It's amazing in the ring how different Lesnar looks from the WWE days. Physically, Angle was almost as big as Lesnar, which is pretty wild. And we're seeing Angle talking to the locker room, which is mostly X Division guys and Robert Roode here, but a slight tease.
Yeah.
There's some behind the scenes talk that me and Bob might watch that match, so stay tuned to see when that might happen.
It looks like he's recruiting the locker room to get his clothing back.
That's amazing. He goes, Shark Boy, what are you smiling at? He's like, me?
Oh.
Because the mask is a smile. Yeah, this is good.
He's worried.
Oh, shit.
That.
Right-handed Shark Boy.
Hey,
look at the flip-flops. The red matching flip-flops to the Speedo.
Ugh.
You're still smiling, huh?
So Kurt is just deranged.
Yeah.
This guy is deranged. He's lost it. What is this?
Who is that? Oh, is that Hoyt?
We got, that's Hemi and Hoyt.
I'll just also note super quick because it was right above the note and I didn't see it. But Dave notes that TNA definitely advertised Angle on the July 5th show in Hampton, New Hampshire. So I'm wondering if there was he got pulled from a show or something, and then they were like, I don't know if he was actually advertised. I can't remember that show exactly off the top of my head here, but.
And they talking about how Steiner would have had only a couple hours to live if he didn't get to the hospital in Puerto Rico. But Brother Ray considers that just a small injury.
Oh, God. So Hoyt is out here, and now we're getting the Voodoo Kin Mafia coming out. Kip James, accompanied by BG James, and they did not mention, but Roxy Laveau is also here.
No, they did.
He did say here?
David Penzer just announced it as Roxy and BG James.
Oh, I totally didn't hear the Roxy part, but okay, sounds good. The Voodoo Queen.
Well, at least we're getting Kip, I guess.
Okay, so as we noted during our Victory Road episode, the presentation was really corny for the debut of Roxy, but we know it gets better than this, so that is okay.
Yeah.
Hoyt is actually slightly taller than Kip here, it looked like, when they were just standing face to face. And Kip is massive, so that's quite impressive.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot bigger in person than he looks on TV. I'll tell you that.
And of course, Lance is quite large as well, but it's just, usually you don't see people staring taller than him, especially these days. Roxy Laveau has some eye makeup on and stuff, it looks like, tonight, which looks a lot cooler than what she looked like at the pay-per-view, but I haven't got a good look at her yet.
Kip barely got up on that leapfrog and he drop kicks Hoyt, sending Hoyt to the floor. BG is on commentary, where he may be better off at this point.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Roxy already looks cooler.
Kip got sent into the ring post.
She looks scary now.
She does have a better look.
Hoyt with a boot to the back of the head of Kip. Goes for a cover. And that's a 2 count. That red-headed bimbo is his biggest handicap. What in the world is BG talking about?
I don't know, man. Something about a Samson they worked on the Indies with. Iron Mike Sampson, I think he said. Kip with a cover after a forearm drop only gets a 2.
Kip's in the corner.
Kip is ready for a splash. What is he going to do?
Miss it.
And he missed. Here comes Hoyt. Big boot. Kip ducks. Kick. Kip with the famouser. And he hits it. No way. 1, 2.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay. I don't know if I was expecting Hoyt to lose clean.
In the middle of the ring to Kip James?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not the choice I would have made.
No. No, this feels like you would have Hoyt go over. Right? Like, I'm not losing my mind on that.
Oh, Christy going for a low
Hemi
blow.
tries for a low blow, but Kip blocks it.
Goes for the slap. He blocks that too. And look, you know what he's going to do. Call Roxy in.
Spanker. Oh, I thought he was going to bend her over his knee.
Oh, she's doing the hump thing again, like the trance. I don't like it.
No way. She's going to hit the Dominator?
Boom.
Are they killing off Hemi and Hoyt as a
it kind of feels like that already, doesn't it? We're doing a lot of fast cuts here, Bob. Did you notice this?
Yeah.
Well, we're backstage, and Samoa Joe has
They're not-
all the titles wrapped around his neck. Both tag titles, X Division title. He's being interviewed by Letitia.
They're not really letting anything
No.
breathe.
We are 21 minutes and 40 seconds into the show, by the way. Oh, back to Kurt Angle backstage. Brought you here for one reason only. He looks like he's talking to the writers.
Is that the writers?
Producer, a director.
Producers? Yeah. How come Russo's not in there?
That's secret. So it's like the crew is who it is.
Oh, gotcha.
I know all you blue collar workers don't make a lot of money. I'm looking for my titles and my Armani suit. I'm going to turn my back. I'm going to concentrate. And I want my stuff. Right here in the middle of the table. So he's exhausted all his options that he thinks the crew has done this to him. Turned his back, but he's
standing right over the guy.
He's doing the Vince flexing his butt cheeks thing. Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh shit, he just ran off the table and is attacking someone.
He jumped off the table and axe handled the guy from behind.
Oh my god.
What is going on?
The meeting's not over. He sits him down in the chair, uppercut. Holy shit.
Uppercuts him out of the chair.
Anybody else want some? I didn't think so. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Well, there was women in
That's
that
true
room as well. For the record.
The revenge match is coming up next. But Bob, TNA had planned to do Bound for Glory on October 14th in Chicago, but they pulled out when they found out that WWE was doing No Mercy in Chicago just a week before, on October 7th. So among the cities under consideration for October are Charlotte, most likely not, though, due to the NASCAR race that weekend. Atlanta, Dave says that is my personal choice, is the worst possible place to go. Norfolk and Greensville. It was expected that the Gwinnett Center in Atlanta would be finalized by the end of the week. From a trying to get local publicity standpoint for the show, I can't even conceive of a worse choice, is what Dave says. So he does not like that idea.
Why is he saying
He doesn't really elaborate.
Is it the WCW
It's got to be,
connection?
right? Why else would he say that?
Wonder.
Storm and Christian came out with Tomko here. So now I don't think I saw it right here. Tomko did not appear that he had that title with him coming out to the ring, just in that backstage segment. Here's Rhino and Wildcat Chris Harris.
I have 2 notes here for this match. On July 5th, Samoa Joe defeated Rhino for NWA Wrestle Birmingham in Alabama. And then Christian Cage has an indie note at WWC's 34th anniversary show, Night 1 in San Juan. Christian wrestled Eddie Colon, which would be Primo, to a double countout in 16 minutes and 14 seconds.
Well, look at that.
And that's my indie notes
Nice.
for the show.
Christian and Harris are starting us off here, and we're going pretty fast, but now Rhino has tagged in after Harris brought Christian over to the corner. They showed Dustin Rhodes from Victory Road for about 2 milliseconds. They were like, oh yeah, he's back, and then they just cut to the match starting. Very weird pace show tonight.
I'm going to point out that anniversary show that I just talked about for World Wrestling Council is rather interesting.
Oh, really?
Because Goldust is on that show, losing to Apollo in a Universal Heavyweight title match. Sabu defeated Abyss, so I guess Abyss could have been mentioned in that. And then the main event is one that we would probably never talk about, but Carlito defeating Razor Ramon, and yes, that's Scott Hall doing the Razor Ramon.
What?
Gimmick.
In 2007? That's insane.
Yep. Now
What?
I think there's always been the comparison, like Carlito and Razor kind of have similar mannerisms or whatever, or like
I could see what people would be getting at from that.
Kind of like that, yeah.
I can't believe he did Razor. I didn't think he did that ever again after WWF.
And he did.
Wow.
That.
Hey, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Bob. We got a couple more that are coming up, so we'll be hearing about those when they occur. So that'll be fun. TNA house shows, that is. We're back from commercial here. Christian and Rhino going at it in the ring.
Spinning heel kick by Cage. That's going to get a 1 and a 2 count. Now, of course, in 2006, Cage and Rhino had quite the rivalry where Rhino came on the short end of the stick. I think every time they wrestled, Christian won.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that. I remember. Storm taking advantage of referee having his back turned as Rhino was up against the middle and bottom ropes there. And now Christian tags in James Storm, so now he's going to be able to take advantage of it even further. That's official. Rick and Scott Steiner will be here next week, we are told. Storm is wrenching at the face of Rhino. Oh, you can text TNA to 76,000 for something.
What are we voting?
We're not voting. I guess we're just getting news. Sounds like.
I don't want that.
Rhino rules. It's okay. They spelled Rhino's name wrong for being in TNA, but no big deal.
That's fine. It's a WWE mark.
Oh. Storm's got Christian up in the electric chair. And then there comes Rhino off the top. Now, of course, you were like, wait, is that his partner? Yes. He was fighting him off and he pushed him back, so he was able to take advantage as if it was a double team move. And now hot tag to Chris Harris. And look who's the legal man.
It was an unintentional doomsday device.
And he's stepping face to face with his former partner, James Storm. Here you go. Wow, these guys are going fast.
Harris moving.
Yeah, dude. Really, really good. Explosive left arm lariat there. And then off the rope, bulldog to Christian Cage. Full Nelson slam to Storm. Goes for the cover. And then Christian broke that up.
Atomic drop by Harris. Rhino clothesline Cage over the top to the floor.
Spear in the corner.
Spear by Harris.
Belly to belly.
Belly to
Nice.
belly. It's it.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Gore. Nope. Christian grabbed the foot and boom, right against the guardrail. But Harris knocked Christian off the apron there. This isn't looking good. Super kick? No. Countered. Picks him up. Is Harris going to hit catatonic on Storm? And he does. He almost looked like he hurt himself, but Tomko pulls out Rudy Charles. Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, no.
With the chair. Oh, my God. His target is the Wildcat. Very, very on purpose there. And Storm gets the pin.
Well, I had a feeling Dustin was going to get involved.
But Rhino's back in the ring. Is he going to start beating him up again? And, oh, yeah. Goes after Storm and Cage right away. Here's Miss Jackie Moore. They're grabbing Rhino's hair, and he's just no-selling it. Uh-oh. Sharp gorilla press. And Tom goes in the ring. Oh, the big boot, and then she landed right on top of him perfectly. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. He wants the
He's going
booze.
to give him a drink. He's got a beer bottle. Crack it open. Oh, God, he opened it with his teeth.
Set him off. Oh.
Cheers, and then, of course, they're about to dump it on Rhino, it looks like. She's got a whole case of it there. Oh, the Monster Abyss. If you haven't been following along with us too closely, just on last week's episode of Impact, or maybe it was two ago? Help me. No, it was last week. He talked for the first time.
All right.
This is kind of targeting Cage again, so we're kind of reliving that feud.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's behind him. It's Sting.
Oh. It's Sting. He took out Tomko with a bat.
Oh, he put it between his legs.
That's funny. Oh. Is Abyss going to get... Oh, he's clobbering away on Christian with some forearms.
Irish whip. Oh, Christian escaped. But the music hits in. Christian's even run through the crowd here.
This is really weird. I feel like Abyss needs to get revenge.
Yeah.
Directly on Christian.
Backstage with Kurt Angle, Jim Cornette. You think I'm going to let you out in front of our fans looking like this? If you got something to say, that's fine, but cover your ass up. He gave him a robe. Oh, we're in the parking lot. Christian is with Letitia. He's like, AJ, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Are you taking Letitia with him?
Where'd you park the car? It's very red right now, by the way.
Did they not white balance their cameras?
That could be the issue here, but it's very weird. It's rude. Let Robert Roode take care of Abyss for you. I saw what happened. AJ Styles will take care of it. Don't you worry. What about Sting? I'll take care of Sting too. They're arguing about who's going to take care of who. Roode, find Tomko. Roode is like an honorary Christian Coalition member now. AJ and Christian are getting into this truck.
His real name's Bobby, he says.
He goes, AJ, what do you want to listen to? Oh, they're screaming. Oh, shit, Abyss is in the back.
How the fuck did he get in the back of the truck like that already? Okay,
That's funny. Kurt Angle's about to come out now, but I still got more notes for you, Bob. So during this entrance, let me give you some. Craig Jenkins of TNA is hosting a reception on July 25th at the Athletic Commission annual convention this week in Miami. There are a lot of MMA talks scheduled, and the commission are also having a symposium regarding drug abuse and steroid testing of professional wrestling. So kind of an interesting topic for the time. It's also being noted that there was a lot of heat among the younger wrestlers among the younger wrestlers because Sanjay Dutt suffered a shoulder tear, and the doctor told him that he needed an MRI, and Terry Taylor told him that the company would not be paying for it.
Well, did it happen in TNA?
It's not reported at this moment if it was, but because if not,
here's the thing: if it didn't happen in TNA, I understand. Right. But if it's from a booking that went through TNA, then they should.
That's fair. Kurt's talking, but my final note we'll talk about after this segment, even if it happens to go off the air, and that's the letter that Conan got sent by TNA. But I want to hear what Kurt's got to say here while he's essentially naked in front of the crowd in his robe.
He's literally cutting a promo in a bathrobe.
He's kind of apologizing what's happened tonight. He's like, I just can't seem to come up with my stuff. If anyone was going to steal my titles and my Armani suit and my underwear, who would be sick enough to steal my underwear? It'd be after one of you idiot fans that would go on eBay and sell my damn underwear for $2,000. Don Musk goes, $2,000. Calling out.
He's threatening to kick all their asses to find his underwear.
I'll take all of you on.
He'll do it.
I want my stuff back. And then Samoa Joe's music hits. And here's down the microphone already. Oh, Kurt. And look what's in his hand and around his shoulders and his everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm going to gather that Samoa Joe did it.
Count the belts. He's the X Division champion.
Why does he want Kurt's underwear? Has he got a kink or something?
We haven't learned that part yet.
Oh.
But he does, in fact, have both of Kurt's titles, the IWGP Heavyweight title and the TNA Heavyweight title. He's got his tag team titles and his X Division title, and then Kurt's suit is around his arm. Kurt, I'm no thief, but I came out here for one reason. I came out here to put the past 9 months behind us. Look at that.
Yeah. You know what? Joe is not angry. He might be sincere.
We've been bloodied, we've been battered, been beaten. Oh, I want to start the next chapter in the saga between Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle.
Dude.
I'm no thief. These belong to you. Look at, he's giving the titles back. It's really nice.
He's going to make him his fucking partner.
I'm giving you those back because I want to make a point. Oh, because we really want to find out who's the best in the world.
That's true.
Joe. We're doing the best. We're looking at the best two wrestlers in the world today. And I didn't steal your underwear. You know damn well you showed up with those on today. So he gives him back his suit. Okay. Past 9 months, they're completely behind me, Samoa Joe says.
He must have broken up with his lady friend.
Oh, hard justice. Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle one more time. Just once more, Bob.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, but do you see what could happen here? We did this for Pride and Respect last time. But in Hard Justice, let's do it for all of the gold. Here's one simple question. Are you in? Or are you in?
Are you in or are you
Yeah.
in?
Basically, he's not giving him a choice.
Yeah, so he's just saying you're in.
Now, I want to really point out here, they are not excluding the IWGP heavyweight title from this. They didn't leave it that backstage or not even have it on camera right now. It's still around Kurt's shoulder here, which insinuates it could also be on the line at Hard Justice.
He said
all of the gold. Tag titles, X Division. Kurt just shook his hand. And they hug? Raises his arm up?
No way.
Boom, headbutt by Samoa Joe to Angle.
I knew it. Fucking knew it. I was going to say, there's no way that he was going to be like, yeah, no, this is fine.
Irish whip. The robe is open. Jim Cornette's be pissed. So funny. Samoa Joe's grabbing a table. Bob, I will say, though, as he's pulling the table into the ring here, this could potentially mean a second pay-per-view in a row with no titles on the line besides in one match.
Oh, my God. I didn't even think
That's
of that.
That's not good, dude. That's not good.
All the titles in one match. Dude, that is not
I don't know if we have enough other substance on the show to do that again. Samoa Joe's got the table set up in the corner. He looks like he's going to try to powerbomb Kurt. He wouldn't put him around his head because of the butt cheeks, but Kurt slipped out anyways and slams Samoa Joe through the table. While he's wearing a red Speedo. I love it. That's so funny.
Kurt is able to still... He was able to get the momentum. That's great.
Locked in the ankle lock, and he even went down and locked it in
the middle of the ring. Is Joe going to submit?
No, he's not going to submit on TV. He might at the show. Okay, adrenaline rush package. Bob, let me read this final note for you quick as we're going off the air here.
Okay.
Konnan was sent a legal letter by TNA where he was told that he was being suspended for missing the past 2 shows without giving word. So in a sense, telling people that he quit would be given word, but suspending someone after he quit is just a technicality anyway. They also requested that Konnan pay the company back with the money they fronted him for his hip replacement surgery, which I expect to turn into a major sticking point. They also told him that while under suspension, he cannot essentially talk shit about the company in any public setting. So we will see where that leads. Oh, I'm sorry. I had one other note. It's way down at the bottom. So I guess my final note, this one should have been read earlier. Apparently there's been talk about bringing Lance Hoyt into WWE. John Laurinaitis has brought his name up. And he said that Hoyt had been calling the office often, saying that he can get out of TNA with no problem. So that's all
that might explain the loss to Kid.
That makes a little more sense now, right?
If that's in the newsletter, that he's just like, oh, I could get out of TNA, no problem. Yeah, they're probably like, well, then fuck you, dude.
Okay. Bob, what did you think about this episode of Impact? First one after Victory Road.
I'm going to say average. It's probably okay. I am not thrilled about Joe and Angle at Hard Justice for 2 reasons. Excuse me. Number one, as you mentioned, I didn't even think of it. But now all the titles again on pay-per-view are on the line in one match.
That's a bummer.
But God damn it. That sucks. And then I feel like we're getting Joe and Angle a lot. A lot. I know that we hadn't seen it since, January?
Yeah, it's been a little while since they've had a singles match, so.
But it's just been, I don't know. I feel like they're always paired together one way or another. Whether it's like, oh, we'll get along for the hell of it, or now we're beefing again. And now it's just like thrown together at Hard Justice because it just feels like, what else can you do at this point for feud's sake?
Remind me though, is this the first time the title's on the line 1-on-1? Yeah, it is. So, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it would be the first time. But it's also like it's
but
all
yeah,
the titles.
It's all
though.
the titles. It's not just
All
one.
of-
It's all of them.
It's not just a world title match. It's literally the X Division titles on the line, the
Right.
tag team titles are on the line, the IWGP is on the
Right.
line. So yeah, I don't know. And I feel like when you noted the IWGP's on the line, if Joe were to win, that New Japan would have to be, approving of that. I would imagine they can't just give him the title.
Right. That's a great point. So that should be pretty interesting to see. For me, I don't disagree that it was average, but I thought it was actually a pretty entertaining episode versus more like good in-ring stuff. So for me, I'm going to give it a thumbs up as an entertaining show. So I thought it was a good watch.
Well, Kurt was entertaining with his.
I thought it was hilarious
stuff.
So that gets a thumb up.
Well, the backstage stuff was good.
Well, next week we know the Steiners are here.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us. And I think that's about all we know. We apparently have our Hard Justice main event. And we are potentially heading toward the whole Team 3D and Steiner's situation. And who kind of knows what else? I don't know.
Yeah, with the titles being all in one match, who knows? I'm sure, Dustin and Harris, Rhino and Storm are probably going to be getting single matches again.
Maybe with a stipulation for Rhino and Storm.
Stipulations. Yeah, for sure.
Well, time will tell. I think we have 3 episodes before Hard Justice, if I remember correctly now.
That sounds right. Hard Justice is on August 12th. So that would get us to, what, 26? 3 and 10? So yeah.
There you go.
I think. Roughly 9, maybe. Maybe it's 26, 2, and 9. So yeah, 3 weeks. Roughly.
Well, I am looking forward to it.
All right.
So we will see. Pay-per-views are always fun, even if sometimes we're not super excited. We got 3 more weeks to build. Anything can happen.
Yeah, pay-per-views are always, more tolerable, even if they're bad for some reason.
That's right.
Or potentially bad. We don't know about Hard Justice yet. All right. Well, join us for next week's episode when we hear from the Steiner Brothers and we figure out more developments for Hard Justice. So until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.